Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we're going to be breaking down the first of many brand new WINX Club reboot fairy transformation first up for Flora. So stay tuned, subscribe, and let's get into it. So yes, yesterday the official WINX Club YouTube channel shared the first of many new reboot transformations with Flora's coming out first. So they also share like a complete calendar a couple of weeks ago, or like last week, on when, on what date, whose transformation would drop. And, you know, obviously first we got Flora, and actually the next one is Techna, I believe. So yeah, Bloom is the last one, if you were wondering. Basically all throughout April, they're going to be dropping these transformations, I think like in between like 4 days, you know, spaced apart, obviously. But yeah, Flora, you know, she's always been a fan favorite. Nature, obviously that's her thing. So let's take a look here at the brand new reboot transformation of Flora, because yeah, it's you know, no spoilers, but like could have been better. Okay, so the transformation starts off with this flower bud. It opens up to reveal Flora inside. I guess she was taking a nap. She was resting her eyes a little bit, so she stretches out, and then as she does, we get these green stuff, you know, just the florals, I guess, just like more vines and stuff growing around her, and then she gets up, and that's when wind starts to blow. In fact, it starts to blow really hard. It blows her away, like she literally like flies off into the distance, like, and then she goes, yeah, there she goes, bye Flora. She never gets heard of again. I just thought it was so funny, like when I was actually watching the video, like the wind is so aggressive, you know, like literally like it blows her away so hard, that it's like, just I just imagine her to, like, you know, go into the distance and, like, you know, she's never heard of again because it's just so hard, like the wind is so aggressive. So I'm like, oh my god, no. So yeah, but there she goes, up and away, and thankfully she does come down again, as she's in midair, you know. Her little one piece she's wearing here starts to, you know, flicker and sparkle and shimmer, and she grabs onto a vine and she starts to swing around like Tarzan, you know, because yeah, I mean, that's the only reference I can see here, just like with the vines, right? Yeah, it's cute. Obviously we have some rose petals, or like just some pink petals flowing around her, and then she does some acrobatics, and again, just some more petals flow around her. She does the splits here, and we can see she transforms, you know, her one piece transforms into her fairy look. So we can see here her little flower detail, the sleeves, and as she does her different poses with the feet, you know, we can see here the boots start to appear as well. So yay, we got her boots here. She swings around some more. She loves to swing around that vine, you know. And then she kind of like does, again, like some more acrobatics, right? Some more swinging. She swirls around really quickly, in fact. And that's when her hairstyle, I believe, changes. Yeah, so you can see here, actually, she just gives up mid-performance. She was really tired, Flora, so she just lays there for a couple of seconds and she just takes a little break, you know, because it's like, it takes a lot of core strength to swing around a vine like that, you know. You gotta remember, like, it's not easy. You gotta have some muscle. No, of course not. She's fine, but like, again, once again, with this singular shot taken out of context, you would think like, oh, she gave up. Like, is she okay? Are you okay, Flora? Are you okay? She was not moving like for a good 2 seconds there, but thankfully, you know, she recovers, and then she's up and at it again. She swings around some more after her hairstyle is not transformed into the braid, and then she gets her wings. So yeah, I do like this little pose here because it's very reminiscent to the original WINX transformations from season 1, where they kind of like, you know, do that pose with like the legs, and like it's like the fetus pose, right? Like the baby pose, right? So it's very cute. The wings appear, and then she, yeah, again, like she's holding on to her legs, she's swinging about, and then we see a close-up of the back of her wings. We can see her flowers as well here. They look really nice, and then she turns around and we get a close-up of her gorgeous little face here. I like her necklace. I like her face up. She's cute, obviously, but she doesn't say anything, and then she just does her little. She does her pose, her final pose, and that's basically that's it. Yeah. So yeah, what do I think? I thought it was a cute little transformation. Definitely, I don't know, I mean, people said it was maybe too long. For me, I thought it was too short, actually, and I haven't actually seen the original WINX transformation montages in a hot second. I haven't seen those in a while. So, but I feel like those used to be like a little bit longer, and they just used to have really cool sequences, with every character obviously themed after their powers, and like the backgrounds, and like the music also, like for this sequence here. The music is a new song. I'm assuming it's a theme song from the new reboot season, or at least at the very least, it's like the song that they're going to be using for the transformation sequence. One of the two. It sounds like it does sound like probably like the new reboot theme song, and it sounds like a good song. It's fine. It's just, it does feel kind of generic to me, right? It's like kind of interchangeable with other pop songs you hear all the time, so there's nothing really special about it. So I think the biggest issue I have is that I'm kind of missing the magical element here, which is weird because we just saw her swing around on vines. She was sleeping in a rose bud, like a little flower, right? It opens up and she's inside the flower. Like, that's really cute. It reminds me of like Barbie Fairytopia, when I believe those fairies lived in flowers like that as well. So, right, it's cute. But I don't know, even so, I'm just feeling like there's not much of a magical, like I'm missing the magical elements here. I wish there was more essence, it feels kind of devoid of magicalness, which again, like, so weird because she transforms into a fairy, but I don't know why I'm not getting like a magical feeling from this sequence. It just feels more like acrobatics, and she gets her boots on, she has her braid now, she has her one piece little outfit on. It doesn't feel as involved or as detailed as a transformation as they used to have with the original transformations from season 1. I remember specifically, like Bloom, she would like show off her tiara, like every girl would have a pose, and a certain stance that they would do after every little, garment piece would get revealed, right? Like the shoes, the bottom, the tops, the wings, the weapons, like the powers. You would see some of the powers as well, some dance moves. I feel like this is just too simple, at least for Flora's transformation. Maybe the other girls will have more involved, more complex, more full, feeling transformations, complete feeling, I just feel like this one here feels it feels incomplete, actually. Yeah, so I'm not sure, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm weird. It was cute, it was really nice, but again, I'm kind of missing that magical element, that kind of like detailed, like, posing sequence that they used to have with the original transformations. Here, it just felt like, she's swinging, and then the things appear on her body, and that's it. She's here. She's a fairy now. Like, it just felt it felt too simple, right? I guess is what I'm trying to say. And maybe maybe they used to be simple, right? The transformations from like season 1, but from what I remember, like the music was on point, which here I don't think the music was a right choice, right? The transformation theme song, like Enchantix, Believix, like I think of those words and I can remember the song in my mind. That's how iconic and just and how catchy those tunes were, like the sound. And I cannot say the same here for this song. Again, they might use a different song for the actual sequence and not episodes. This might just be a generic theme song that they had made for promotional purposes. But I still feel like they should have included a better song for the transformation here in the video that they uploaded. It's not catchy at all. It doesn't stick with you. I already forgot what it sounded like. I feel like this it's just so forgettable, I guess, right? It's simple, forgettable. It's not as involved. The song is not the vibe. And I feel like it also just reminds me of like other, you know, animated series like Miraculous Ladybug. It just feels not as original anymore, which I think is so sad, because WINX Club was one of the first ever animated series to really delve deep into like the fairy magical girl element of it all. You know, like you think WINX Club and you think like that's the quintessential fairy brand, you know? So yeah, I'm not sure what I really feel here. It's cute, but I don't mean cute in like a sufficient and successful way. I mean cute like in it's cute. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could say more here that was describing these things better, in the sequence. And I just wish we had more to talk about. I feel like it was just too short. Again, not involved enough. There wasn't too many, you know, cuts. I feel like maybe they could have had more like cuts and had different posing sequences with like the different outfit segments appearing, you know? I feel like here it was just too straightforward, you know? It wasn't as complete feeling, and it didn't give me that magical element that, you know, the magical element that I think we all expect from WINX Club. So yeah, girl. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe again, maybe it's just me. Maybe you loved it, and I'm happy if you really loved it, like without any kind of critiques whatsoever. Amazing. I wish I could, you know, also love it just like that, without having any, you know, cons or, you know, issues, whatever. But yeah, I liked it. But hopefully, at least they have a better, catchier song for the transformations in the actual final episodes, because I do think at the very least, if they're not going to have as involved sequences anymore with the transformation parts of it all, you know, the outfit, the fairy wings, the boots, whatever, the powers, the dance moves, the posing, if they're not going to be if those things are not going to be as involved, at the very least I do hope that the song that they have here playing in the background of these transformations, I hope that the songs are at least catchy and they stick with you, because I do think, you know, that's part of it all. You're supposed to remember these things, right? Like I remember vividly, like Enchantix and Believix, you know, like I know those songs. But yeah, I just don't feel like I can say the same for this new song that they showed in the video. Again, they might use a different song in the actual episode, and I hope they do, and I hope it's catchy, because I think the song is a really important factor to making these transformation sequences so iconic and long lasting, really. But what do you think? Again, maybe it's just me, maybe just being pessimistic. I did like it again. I just thought it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough magic, and there wasn't enough like of an involved, you know, like maybe a different sequence. You know, like there wasn't different poses, there wasn't different, you know, different cuts. It was all just one straight thing, and she was just swinging, and stuff just appeared on her body, and I just felt like it was just not as interesting or as cool as I thought we would have wanted it to be. But maybe again, just me. What do you think? The next one coming is Tekna on April 14th, so that's like in a couple of days. Very exciting. So I'm gonna be making a video on hers as well. Hopefully hers looks better. We did see more of Flora's transformation previously, so seeing her full one wasn't as revealing, because we already saw most of her clips in other videos. So Tekna's, we haven't seen anything of hers, so aside for like a close-up of her eye. So hers is going to be definitely probably just more fresh and new feeling, because we haven't seen hers at all yet. So, but yes, what do you think? Let me know down below. But I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please consider becoming a member of the channel if you are able to. And of course, so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time, stay peachy. Kisses.